Okay guys, so today we are going to talk about Destiny, and as you can see in the background, I'm just going to have a little game. It's like a little mission on Black Ops 2, the Strike Force missions. I don't really consider them as missions, but I'll still put them in my playlist for Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 I'll be finishing probably shortly this week, and then I'll move on to Halo 4 just to finish them up from the videos I started previously. So okay, like I said, we're going to talk about Destiny. So first, the game modes that we're going to go over, the ones that were released to the beta players. I was one of the beta players, as many of you were too. We'll start off with Control. Control was one of the very few game modes that was released as a multiplayer match. Control was the only one included with the beta test. Just like I said, it's a capture and hold mode with 3 bases spread throughout the map. The team controlling more bases will basically get more points faster, just like domination for like a Call of Duty game or a Gears of War game or anything like that. It's a 6v6 match with limited guns. I say that because the beta testers were only able to go so far with their levels, and our level capped at like around level 8. But we were given skill trees for the 3 different characters we were able to select, and we could max those out. So the longer you played, the longer you got more points towards all of your different skills. Like you had I want to say maybe like 5 or 6 different lines of skills. It was like just a huge skill tree, and yeah, just any one of them would get you so far in the multiplayer matches. Anyways, the ones that are going to be released on September 9th with Destiny, the very few ones that were released at the press conferences with Bungie were Rumble. So Rumble is just basically a free-for-all. It's basically for people who are solo players, like just basically lone wolves. It's just 6 players, just battle it out for the most kills, just like any other free-for-all game in any other game. However, like honestly, I feel like some people might use this to their advantage and just boost in the game. What I mean by that is you'll join a lobby, and as you're searching for a lobby, just like any other like Call of Duty or Gears of War or any other Halo game, lone wolf game, you can invite your friends during that time. So if you had a full party, you can invite them all, and you could just boost. So hopefully they fix that. Hopefully they're not like every other game. I mean, I know this is a game barely coming out for all platforms, but still, you know, I mean, they still have their, you know, little problems with that. Destiny will also be featuring a game mode called Clash, which is just basically a standard team deathmatch, or TDM, if you will. I honestly look forward to that because in the beta you didn't get to play that. I mean, I guess if you just take out the flags from, you know, Control and you just go for kills, yeah, it's a team deathmatch, but then there's really no fun. I mean, you still have players going for the objective. Not everyone's going for, you know, who's going to get the most kills, who's going to, you know, get to the score faster, you know. So yeah. And the next game mode that they're actually featuring is Lockdown. Well, it's called Lockdown. And it kind of sounds like King of the Hill, honestly. So if you play Gears of War, you know, it kind of brought me back to that. It kind of reminded me of that for some reason, just because of one of the maps called Lockdown. It just reminded me of that. So, you know, it kind of sounds like, you know, just King of the Hill. However, you know, this and Rumble were not released in the beta, sadly. So, you know, that's something to look forward to. Destiny also has a game mode is a 3v3, but when I was researching it, I didn't actually find a title for it. There was no, like, you know, specific game mode for this, but they did release a couple other game modes that had 3v3 in it. So those are pretty cool. One of the game modes that they were saying that 3v3 was, I'm kind of calling it Revive, because you can revive your teammates. It kind of sounds like a camping type of game mode, because if you ever play Black Ops 2 and one of your teammates has that revive perk on, you know that they bleed out within like a few seconds. However, I don't believe that's going to be the case in Destiny, because if you're halfway across the map and you have a teammate that's down, some players will actually rush towards them just to get them revived. And like any other people, you would camp on their body, you know? So if you camp on it, you're obviously going to get a kill before he bleeds out. So that's 2 kills right there. That's a double kill. But, you know, hopefully that's not the case and they bleed out fast. Either that or they don't really give them the option to do that. Let's see what other game modes that they have. Destiny also has another game mode of 3v3 that's called Salvage. It's actually a relic-based game. It's kind of like Domination. For anyone who's actually played the game or has seen a couple trailers, you get a little device that's called a ghost, and it basically kind of scans the area for you, scans maps, scans throughout, you know, certain parts of the area. But basically you have to have your ghost scan a relic just to basically switch it off. If you're on the opposing team, the longer the relic stays active, the more points you get. So it's kind of a capture the mode kind of game. So, you know, that's also something. But lastly, for the multiplayer matches, there is going to be one more called Combined Arms, where players kill each other using vehicles. Honestly, however, if you were playing the beta, there's actually a character you get to select. It's called the Titan, and the Titan's ability is where you basically amass a huge amount of energy. You jump up into the air, and then you aim at which area you want to deal the most damage to. So basically you release all that energy upon impact. So I kind of think it'll be an insta-kill for the Titans. I honestly think it'll be OP. But however, I do not want them to nerf it, because I don't feel like it'll be as fun if you do have that kind of OP set. I know not everyone's going to be a Titan, because Titans do have their downfalls against, you know, the Hunters and everyone else, just like the Warlocks, you know. So that is something. Now, the last mode we'll go over is actually a 6-player co-op match. That's honestly the biggest co-op match Bungie has ever released for any of their games, like ever. Even Halo didn't have something that big. Halo did have a co-op where it was campaign, but it was only 4 players, and they didn't really have a campaign against, you know, the zombies like the Flood or anything like that. Not even Call of Duty has something that big. So that's something to look forward to. But the thing about that is they actually expanded this. It's a mode where, like, you know, all players have to be active to complete your objective, and get this, the objective will never be the same. So every mission you get, I believe, for my opinion, you get to play again. It will keep generating different types of game mode for you. So although the map may be the same, the game mode will never be. So you keep trying to do the same mission over and over, but you'll never get the same one that you just did previously. So I think that one will be a lot of fun. It'll be a little bit more intense for people who like to do co-op matches. I mean, I like to do co-op matches, so that's something to look forward to for me. That's a big plus for me. Now, if you lose one player, this is the tricky part. You actually can't complete it. You can keep going. You could keep going throughout the mission, you know, the map, everything. You could try to clear it out as much as you can, but you actually can't finish the map because you need all 6 players active. So, you know, that'll actually be a little bit hard. Now, if you can actually complete it, I'd actually like to see that, because Bungie did release at the press conference that this was impossible to do without 6 players being active, actually coordinating with each other to try to complete the objective. So this you might want to do with probably your friends because you'll know how they play, and you know that they'll actually listen because you'll be talking to them, as opposed to being with a random, which is just a random player who might not have a mic, might not communicate with you, might just leave, or might just not even be active, kind of just waiting for you to finish the map. But you know, we'll actually see how this goes. But Bungie did also release it's a very high-end co-op gameplay, as I said, but you might only be able to do one match throughout an entire evening. So an evening is, you know, like anywhere from, you know, like, I guess if you want to say like 2 to 6 hours. That's 2 to 6 hours you can only complete one mission. But, you know, there's always going to be some people who actually have a good team and complete more than one. But, you know, you'll never know. You never know. Maybe I'll be one. Maybe I won't. You know, we'll see. I did like the fact that they did release the beta testers, the multiplayer match, the Iron Crucible, I believe it was, where you could get like these, I believe they were like insanely high damaging, you know, like rifles, what else were they? They were like cloaks that just made kind of your, like, instead of having like a standard one that the game gives you in the beginning, you actually get like this kind of like tree looking one, or like a Titan little sash, or a Warlock robe. It just made your character look that much more. It just showed how much dedication you actually put into the game, you know. So that's also another plus. But I don't believe that they're gonna give the beta testers everything from before. So like all your character data, everything like that, you won't actually get a carry over. Why that is, I'm not really sure, but you know, maybe they'll release something about that. Maybe they already have, but I haven't seen them post anything about that. Just that if you're a beta tester, you just have to start over. Now, for the beta, when the beta was first released, the first few days it hit 2 million players, 2 million active players that were actually playing constantly. And then after that, for the first week, it reached 4 million players. So the 4 million players playing on different servers. That's like insane. That's the highest reaching number of players on one beta server. Well, not one beta server, but testing out one beta game. Like any other game that they released, they never reached that many. Like Halo, when it first came out, didn't reach that many copies being sold, or you know, something like that. But Destiny, only on its beta, reached 4 million players within the first week. I think it was within the first week or the first few days. So, you know, that's also something. It's just a cool fact. And the last thing we'll talk about is the expansion packs. Now, let me get this out of the way by saying for PlayStation Network, you will be receiving the expansion packs earlier than Xbox platforms. 1 year earlier, that to be exact. I mean, it kind of outraged me for them just to release a DLC exclusively to the PlayStation Network 1 year earlier. I mean, I don't understand why they would do that, but I guess. But honestly, it's gonna raise a lot of eyebrows once people start finding out about that, and you know, it'll kind of raise some speculation as to why they're doing that. But you know, the expansion pack, just like any other DLC, it'll be featuring exclusive maps, weapons, armor, and much more as stated by Bungie. But for me, I honestly believe that the DLC should be released the same time as PlayStation Network and the same release date. I mean, if you already have, you know, them, like why not just be already converting them to a different software, like as you know the game's coming out, like why not? But you know, Destiny is released on all platforms, so I say again, all platforms. So I hope you guys get a copy, and you know, I'll be like the rest of you guys waiting in line for mine, so you know, something to look forward to. But anyways, alright guys, so that'll do it for this video. If you guys want, you know, drop a like, a comment about what you think the beta players should get back, like maybe their armor, their equipment, you know, their weapons, maybe even their levels. You know, maybe they should get a head start. You just like everyone else on PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4. The same thing for the DLCs. What do you guys think we should have? You know, what do you think we should get? Do you think we should get them earlier, just like everyone else? You know, I think it should be fair, just like that. Don't forget to subscribe. You know, if you guys like my video, like my intro, just drop a comment. I'll make sure to put the links in the descriptions for everything that I've learned so far for Destiny. And yeah, that'll do it. Thank you guys for everything, and I'll see you guys later.